Welcome to part 4 of the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita by Swami Nikhilananda, FP Classics. No amount of critical study, however, will enable a reader to grasp the real meaning of the Gita unless he is equipped with the four qualifications laid down for the spiritual aspirant. He must possess the power of discriminating between the real and the unreal. He must cultivate will to renounce the unreal. He must be endowed with the six spiritual virtues, namely control of the senses, control of the mind, forbearance, withdrawal from the distracting objects of the world, faith, and one-pointedness of minds. Lastly, he must have an intense longing for liberation from the illusory experiences of the relative world. Equipped with these four qualifications, he may come to understand the profound meaning of the scripture. Spirituality is the transformation of life, not the satisfaction of intellectual curiosity. It is being and becoming, not mere knowing. Really, to know God is to be God. The story is told of an illiterate farmer who one day was listening to a learned exposition of the Gita, apparently without understanding a word of the interpretation. But tears flowed down his cheeks. On being asked the cause of his emotion, the farmer said, while the Pandit was explaining the Gita, he clearly saw Arjun's chariot on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and the Lord instructing him in divine wisdom. It was true that he did not grasp the scholar's interpretation. Nevertheless, his ignorance of the letter did not stand in the way of his understanding the spirit of the book. The inwardness of mind necessary to probe the meaning of the Gita is acquired through the practice of self-control and contemplation. What are the form and contents of the book? The Bhagavad Gita, which literally means the song of this Lord, is not a formal theology or a cut-and-dried system of philosophy. One does not find in the book consistency even in the use of certain important words such as Yoga, Brahman, and Atma. The Gita is written in the form of an inspired dialogue. It is that living dialogue which the discerning man finds going on constantly in his own heart between his everyday worldly self and his higher self. To such a student, it appears that he himself is raising the questions, which are then answered by the Lord within. The book's power of suggestion is without limit if it is approached in the proper spirit. One feels that Arjun's dilemma and confusion are one's own, and that the Lord's words are addressed to oneself from the continuous revelation going on within every human heart. The Gita is a Yoga Shastra, a scripture on yoga. The word "yog", still much abused in Europe and America, denotes the union of individual soul with the universal soul and also the means to such union. Hence, yoga is the goal of all religions and the basis of all religious practices. It implies much more than religion in its usual sense. Instead of laying down creeds and doctrines for acceptance by religious aspirants, it emphasizes the psychological approach to self unfoldment. Thus, yoga takes into consideration the different types of human minds: the active, the philosophical, the emotional, and the psychic, and expounds for them respectively the path of work, called Karma Yoga, the path of knowledge, Gyan Yoga, the path of love or devotion, Bhakti Yoga, and the path of concentration and self-control, Raj Yoga. Each of these paths open upon the infinite horizon of truth and affects the union of man with God. The Gita describes them all. The Gita is called the Brahma Vidya, the science of the Absolute, the Moksha Shastra, the scripture dealing with liberation. Though its immediate purpose is to persuade Arjun to follow the path of a worldly duty, yet its message is the message of truth and salvation. The problems discussed are philosophical and metaphysical. God, the soul, the hereafter, evolution, matter, spirit, duty, social service, and the rest. Man is understood as an integral whole whose activities and feelings are not to be departmentalized. Even his most trivial work cannot be understood or evaluated unless it is related to the very root of his being. The aim of Krishna's teachings is to remove the doubts and delusions that overpower man in everything, great or small. But these can be removed only through a realization of the truth. Thus alone can a man be prepared to face the world and his duty with the strength and understanding derived from the consciousness of God dwelling in his heart. The Gita is a compendium of the essential meaning of the Vedas, India's book of wisdom. Here one finds the fairest flowers of the Vedas cleared of the weeds and underbush of rituals, ceremonies, and myths. The aphoristic nature of the Gita makes it easy for the student to recall its teachings for the purpose of meditation or for inspiration at critical moments of indecision and bewilderment. The God preached by the Gita is universal and all-inclusive. Its hands and feet are everywhere. Its eyes, heads, and faces are everywhere. Its ears are everywhere. Its existence envelops all. Yet to him we look for succor in time of need. I am the goal and I am the support, the Lord and the witness, the abode, the refugee, and the friend. I am the origin and the dissolution, the ground, the storehouse, and the imperishable seed. He is the impersonal power behind the universe, the light even of the lights. It is said to be beyond darkness. As knowledge, the object of knowledge and the goal of knowledge, it is set firm in the hearts of all. The light that is in the sun and illumines the whole universe, the light that is in the moon and is likewise in fire, know that light to be mine. He animates the whole of nature, as he sustains the macrocosm. so also does he still sustain the microcosm. Nevertheless, his true nature is transcendent and beyond human comprehension. Only a portion of him is manifest in the universe. The all pervading, incomprehensible, transcendental consciousness appears to man as a personal God and requires from him single minded love unstained by worldliness. Whosoever offers me with devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, that I accept, the pious offering of the pure in heart. Thank you.